Sphère is an album which is the result of a collective effort and released after nearly 2 years of work. So this album includes brand new original music and features Gary Husband and Jerry De Villiers Jr, two fantastic musicians I'm honored to have on board on this project. The guys approached my songs with real dedication and I'm very pleased with the result. So it's been a long journey to get here, but I think it was definitely worth it.
We're here at Eastcote Studios in the Kensal area of London, and we've been working this last few days on Antoine's new album. And I'm very excited about it and getting the chance to play a lot of his music that I've been living with for a while now, primarily in the capacity of these guys. And there's quite a lot of them, as you can see. It's the first time I've actually played my new kit on a project, so I'm very happy about the way they're going to tape. We have a great sound engineer here called George Murphy, and a large selection of wonderful old Rimmon microphones, RCA, wonderful stock from BBC Studios, like fantastic sort of microphones to be miking a set of drums with. So audio-wise, it's a real sonic pleasure.
Gary was previously featured on a piece called D-Day from the album Ad Perpetuum, which came out in 2014. This track was in fact a drum duet alongside Vinny Colaiuta. We really enjoyed working together during that session, so I was really motivated to compose a new album with Gary in mind.
We did a recording a little while ago, within the last 2 years, where I played a duet with Vinny Colaiuta. It wasn't really a soloing duet, although we took phrases and kind of alternated there. And it was a kind of carefully orchestrated thing for 2 drum kits that was really appealing and very fresh to kind of play on, especially with a maestro like the Vin Meister. And since then we've been working on a series of tracks that we've just completed here.
Gary also recorded a few keyboard solos from his home studio and some additional piano tracks recorded on a Yamaha grand piano at Eastcote.
And I've done a lot of synthesizer playing, kind of lead synthesizer, not too much in the way of textures, just kind of soloing along with the great guitarist Jerry De Villiers. Also, we've just done some acoustic piano for a couple of tracks that really broadens the dimension of the tracks concerned, and they have come out really nice. It's really kind of stretched the boundaries of the way they were sonically.
Sphère is my second full album collaboration with Jerry, who played amazing guitar on this project, and who also co-composed 3 of the pieces featured. His guitar tone is rich and warm, while his solos are lyrical, captivating, and highly inspired. The music on this project is very groove-oriented. As usual, I tried to come up with interesting chord progressions and melodies, but I also wanted to have some great grooves that would allow Gary to play comfortably and freely. Perhaps there was less focus placed on complexity and more on feel and sound. Gary and I share a common admiration for the late Tony Williams, who I also had in mind when I was composing for this project. I've used a 12-string guitar on a few pieces featured on this album. Although I have owned the instrument for many years, I had never used it on a recording or composed with it in the past. Renaissance Man was composed on the 12-string, which brings a unique color to the piece. Drums are a really important aspect in my music. It's definitely not an afterthought, but a fundamental part of the composition. So during the writing process, I will program very specific drum beats and write the drum charts accordingly. But then it's up to the drummer to perform the part in a way where it feels right for the music. From my perspective, it's interesting to see how far or close from my initial idea the drummer will approach the songs. The great thing about Gary is that he plays for the music, and that is really what matters. From my end, I recorded most of the bass tracks on my fretless, but I also used my fretted 6 strings on a couple of pieces. I used a vintage Marshall Super Bass amp connected to a 12-inch TC electronic cabinet, which I've mic'd with a SM57. This is a sound I'm happy with, but I always try and find new ways to improve it even further. The mixing and mastering of the album was done by Davide Sgualdini, who dedicated a great amount of time and effort into this project, and who quickly became a key collaborator.
I was introduced to Antoine's album project via Paolo Marini, a friend that we have in common. This project was quite challenging for me. To achieve a modern sound while satisfying Antoine's request to keep it as natural as possible, I had to try many different ways of mixing. We wanted powerful, punchy drums. We were looking for crispy, detailed main instruments. We also looked at compressing everything to be as steady as possible, but without cancelling completely the dynamics. Eventually, I found a sound template that we were happy with. Then I was able to easily apply it to the other songs. When Antoine asked me to mix Sphère, I told him that I only work for the projects that I really like and where I feel that I can actually make a difference.
So it's great to finally be able to share this new music with you after all the hard work that went into it. I think it's a really cool album, and it wouldn't have been possible, of course, to do it without the input from all the collaborators involved. So thank you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this music we've created here. And as always, thank you for your support. See ya.
There's a lot of stuff here that I'm very happy about and I've had a great time playing on, of course, as always is the case with Antoine and his music. Altogether, it's been an extremely successful and enjoyable session, and I really hope you like the results.
I believe that this is his best record so far, and I loved working on it.